Welcome back. We are here for another video in the garage with Sally. I got a little Porsche in the background. We're going to be doing some coilovers on today. Godspeed coilovers. But we're going to be doing some coilovers today on this Porsche. And if you clicked on this video, that means you might have a Porsche or you might just watch my channel. But we're going to be working on a Porsche today. So I'm going to jack this up. I'm gonna show you what's in the box, and we're gonna like slightly go over the install, kinda, not really, maybe. If it just, let's see how complicated it is. But we got a Porsche. Who doesn't love those? So, boom, Porsche Carrera. I don't know what year, but I'm calling it Sally. Like off of cars, here's Sally. And we are about to jack it up and put these on the car. Now, most of us are gonna be like, not the best brand. Not the best brand, but no judgment. He told me he wanted to sell the car, so we're just lowering it a little, get rid of the gap right there with those and sending it on its way. But it needs a little loving, a little TLC. I seen like this kind of sticks out on the other side. We pushed it back in for the video. It needs a little loving in the paint area. But yeah, for sale. So if you're looking for a Porsche, here's a Porsche. So what I'm about to do, jack this up, take the wheels off, and we're gonna just look it over and see what needs to be done to get these on here. All right, so taking a quick look, we are at the rear. I went ahead and checked out the sizes. So the bottom is that bolt right there, and then the sway bar end link. So literally just this one and that one, and then you kind of like, and pull it out, right? And this bolt goes out this way, and then on the inside, so this car was a little simpler. It didn't have any like special speakers or anything. I literally just pull this piece of fabric off. There's no clips or anything, just you pull it off. And then the bolts are right there on both sides. So, simple enough. Couple bolts right there. One bolt on the bottom, one bolt for the sway bar. It looks like the end link is like also connected to the shock, so I want to take it out here, and then I'm going to take it off the shock after I take it out the car. In the front though, the front is a little different. Let's review the front. So this is the strut, whatever, right? It is long. It goes all the way down here, right? So in order to like drop it off of the knuckle, you have to take this whole thing off. So I'm gonna have to take the brake off. I'm gonna have to take the sway bar off. I'm gonna have to take this bolt off for the ball joint right here. And then the one on this side for the tie rod. So you gotta take all of that off. And then there's like a sensor right here. Right here, so there's a sensor right here, and I believe this is bolted here too, but I'm gonna try and like show you it as I do it, or at least time lapse it. But yeah, you have to take off this entire thing in order to just get this to fall down. And then there are 3 bolts on top. So let's start with the front. I already did the back actually. The bolt's already off and the sway bar is already off. So let's do the front. All right, so little update. I took the rears out. It wasn't complicated, like I said. It was just that one bolt through the bottom and the one for the sway bar. And then like now that the sway bar's out, you kind of have to use like pliers and separate it right here, kind of like right here. And just twist it this way to get it out. So that's why I still have it connected, but I got both sides out. You probably can see it right there. I would say use a screwdriver, like put it in there to kind of like lift up on this and it'll push down on this. That way it makes it easy for you to just pull the bolt out, the bolt. And for the front, being that I said we have to do all those things, I wanted to test it out. So confirmed, you gotta take this bolt out to get the caliper off. There's a 10 millimeter right here you gotta take off. And on this side, there's a 10 millimeter right here you gotta take off. This is a clip. You just pull it off, lift it up, wiggle the wires out. So wiggle, wiggle, 1, wiggle, wiggle, 2. All right, cheap little plastic just chipped off. And then 10 mil for this. This one right here. I don't know if this is a factory size bolt, but it was an 18, I believe. And then once this is like free, there's one underneath. So I'm gonna show you over here because I actually took the time to take it off. So this bolt right here was 18. Took this one off, sway bar off, 2 for the brake caliper, put it right here. The 2 10s, and kind of had to, you know, sometimes ball joints get stuck in there. You gotta separate it. So once I separated it, pushed it down, and I lift this one like off of this, but it was still on this. So I just slid it over like this, and then once you moved it over, this whole thing just like slid down. So you see 1, 2, 3, and that's all that's holding this on. And since this one's not all-wheel drive, he didn't have to take the axle bolt off, which made it a lot easier. So yeah, now you get to take the 3 off the top, and we get to swap these for the coilovers, which should make things a lot smoother of a ride because this car is so old. Inside smells like my old little key. I'm definitely got a water leak in there somewhere, but these, even though they're Godspeed, they're gonna ride way better. Okay, so for this part, I got the camera stationary because we need to put the shock in here. it is too tight to do it on the car, not enough space. And the way I took it off, it would just be smart to like do it all together. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna lube it up. Lube it up. All right, I got a shock spreader, this. I hope the camera's focusing on it. I got a smaller shock spreader because the gap is so tiny that I gotta do the small one before I could put the big one in. But we're gonna start with the shock spreader. So you put it in there and you just turn it. You just turn it. That gap might actually be big enough. And then you take the shock, you line this part up and you just slide it in there, right? Boom. Now it's catching on the tool, but there's still this much gap. So you gotta take the tool out. So what I ended up doing was, you take the tool out, right? There's still this much gap. So I flipped it over like this. So you put the weight on top of it and just hit it. And doing this will let it go down. But I also kind of used the tool wherever I could fit it in a little gap, and I just turned it like that. And then you're basically looking through here to see when it lines up. Once it lines up, it's done. So let me check. Yeah. So it's lined up in this hole, so you could put a bolt through. Let's see if this, like that. All right, so now we're in the back, whatever that is. Now we're in the back, right? So this has to come off and go on this. These look aftermarket, so I'm not gonna tell you that this is an 18, but it might be an 18 for yours too. But you gotta get it like in between the sway bar and this little black piece, and this is the only way to do it. Manually just rotate it out. And being that these are old, I'm pretty sure you understand it's not the easiest thing to do, because the bolt is actually like, it's this long. The bolt is this long and you have to manually get it to come out. So, you know, have fun with this. It is not the easiest and you definitely need a little muscle, but you'll get it done. It'll be worth it. It is day 2. We are back in the garage, me and Sally. Sally got done last night. Sally is ready to go. I got both of those sway bars off, panes, put them on the Godspeeds, and you can see it right there. Boom, back together, bolts in, everything's tight. Rings are locked, so we haven't put it down yet to see if it's like a one and done. One and done meaning once you put it on, put the wheels on, it sits perfectly and you don't have to adjust it. We love one and dones. So the front also in, rings locked, everything clipped back in where it's supposed to be. On this side, I actually put the wheels on already. They need to be tightened down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these wheels on, and then we could see how Sally looks. See if she needs any adjustments. see if she needs any fitment changes so she can look like my soup. But yeah, me and Sally are about to call it a day. So Sally's on the ground. Things I don't like. This definitely has to come down. The back actually isn't bad, so I'm gonna check to see if I need to bring it down more. But I put it on this piece of wood. I need to take this piece of wood off first to see how it really sits, and then go from there. Because honestly, he didn't want it low. He wanted it just like lower, but not low. There you have it. I left and came back, but when I got back, I jacked up the front only. And for these Godspeeds, being that they're not like some super lows or something, after I popped the ring loose, I was gonna just take it down 1 inch, but after I spinned it down, I realized it maxed itself out. So it went down 1 inch, like 10 inches, like from top of the shock to the ring, 10 inches, but it maxed out at 10 on both sides. So this is the visuals of Godspeeds. Max the front out all the way. The back is not maxed out. It came out the box maxed out, but I raised it up some, so maybe you might want to leave it maxed out. The engine's in the back, so I'm not really sure if I would max it out, just so it has like room for the extra weight. But you know, the back doesn't look that bad, and the front doesn't look bad either. I'd adjust it if he asked me to, but if I had the choice, I honestly think I would just leave it. Put some spacers on there, maybe some better wheels, and there you go, you know? Made it this far in the video. Thanks for watching. I hope your Porsche adventure is better than mine. I hope that your car comes out looking like this, and I hope that you like and subscribe to my channel. And I guess stay tuned to the next one. Peace.